Hello, this is Joe Foley from Digital.ai. Very excited to be here today to present our solution for reducing change-related failures and outages. So first, just a few words about Digital.ai. You may have heard about us as Numerify, and we are now part of Digital.ai, which is a global organization with over 1,500 customers worldwide, 700 plus employees, backed by TPG, with a current investment over $1 billion. Digital.ai was formed this year by bringing Numerify together with four other best-of-breed DevOps solutions with a vision to create a seamless platform to enable you to manage your entire value stream from the very beginning of the customer need to realizing the value. As you can see, Digital.ai is already a proven industry leader, as supported by numerous analyst reviews and industry awards. And we're very excited to announce that BMC customers can now purchase our industry-leading analytics solutions directly from BMC. And the first of those is our change risk prediction solution. So just some background on change risk and change management. So change management is under tremendous stress these days to transform, to meet urgent demands, such as digital transformation, just the acceleration and the pace of change, and also to enable their organizations to become more lean. As Deming said, without data, you're just another person with an opinion, and there are a lot of opinions about how best to transform change management. Without data, there's not much clarity on what actions you can take that are really going to work, and that's where we come in. So the change risk prediction solution has three major components. The first is an AI machine learning solution that predicts changes that are going to fail and also identifies the contributing risk factors. Second is the change credit score, which provides data-driven accountability to improve the change process and to drive compliance with the change process while maintaining the ability to move as fast as organizations need to move these days. And then finally, change impact detection, which is a natural language processing driven process that automatically links incidents back to their root cause changes to enable you to have full visibility into the kind of the true scope of incidents and outages that are caused by change. So what is really kind of the bottom line here? Well, the number one way that change management can add value is by getting much more efficient at identifying the few changes that are truly high risk while letting the vast majority of truly low risk changes flow through the change process quickly and efficiently, as this visual illustrates. And step one to do that is automating the risk assessment with AI, which provides a much higher level of precision than legacy approaches that typically rely on self-assessments and questionnaires, and then integrating that into the operational processes discussed in some of the bullet points in this slide, and ultimately using that to automate the approval of low-risk changes and and also the flagging of high-risk changes for additional mitigation and review. So this is actually what it looks like to automate change risk assessment with AI. This is the user interface by which Numerify Digital.ai customers identify which changes have been flagged by the AI and be able to understand what factors are driving that risk so that they can actually take action. The ultimate goal would be to take action that reduces the risk of failure, but in some cases it may also be taking action to reduce the impact of failure. And so it's great to be able to provide the prediction that certain changes, say, have a 60% probability of failing. Just think of that as like going to the weather report to see what the probability of rain is tomorrow, so you can decide whether or not you're going to go to the beach or maybe do something more indoors. The difference between this and the weather forecast is you actually have an opportunity to influence the weather, influence change success, whereas you obviously have no opportunity to influence the weather. And to be able to influence change success in a positive way, you need to understand what risk factors are driving that change risk probability. And that's what's in the lower right-hand corner of the screen here. that's kind of called out. And these are illustrative examples in an actual customer implementation. The key risk factors that you'll see here will be determined by the machine learning process based on what the AI found in your historical data as being the factors that contribute the most to change, success, or failure. So moving on to the second key component, the change credit score. And as I said before, the change credit score is really all about driving accountability for change success, as well as compliance with the change process, and being able to do this in a very disciplined, metric-driven way. And you'll see here a view of the change credit score for a particular leader. And typically, change credit score consists of a number of different components. It's typically modeled after the FICO financial credit score, where your maximum score is 850, and then you get deductions based on certain factors. Such in this case, you get deductions based on failed changes, as you can see down here at the bottom left, incidents caused by change, and maybe even factors such as overdue problem tasks that are related to change. And in fact, there's a whole menu of different type of deduction options that different organizations can choose from to be able to configure as part of the credit score to be able to drive not only change success, accountability for change success, but drive accountability for the behaviors that they're trying to drive in their organization. And then as you can see here, lots of visibility for an individual leader or group to see the history of their credit score and to see the detailed factors that are actually driving their credit score, so they can actually take action to try to improve that credit score. And then typically what leading organizations are doing is actually combining the credit score and the change failure prediction, where the two together determine are you going down the fast path of change approval or potentially even automated change approval, or do you have to actually speak to your change at the change approval board, et cetera. Okay, this is the third major component, change impact detection. And I mentioned when I introduced the three components up front that this is really focused on helping you identify incidents that are caused by change. Most organizations only have the resources to trace their major incidents back to the changes that may have caused them. And what we hear over and over again is that a huge percentage of major incidents are in fact caused by change. So organizations suspect that a huge proportion of their non-major incidents are also caused by change, but it's just simply an overwhelming task that they basically aren't able to prioritize to be able to actually trace those back, and then to be able to drive that accountability, harvest those learnings, et cetera. And that's what the solution is all about. It uses natural language processing as well as more conventional types of analytics to actually look at all the incidents, look at the changes that preceded them in, say, the past week or so, and then do a deep analysis of the similarity between the incident and the change that preceded it, and then to actually provide a score that indicates how similar that incident is to that change, and so that you can actually then follow up on that. And so instead of trying to say, well, we want to analyze all of our non-major incidents to see if they may have had a change root cause, this actually narrows it down to a very select few that you actually can have the resources to attack. This view is used in a few different ways. It's used, one, by change governance to try to find out, where am I having changes that we may have approved causing incidents. It's also used by change owners who want to verify if their change was successful or whether it caused an incident, where you can go here and search on the change number. And it also is used by incident response teams to help them accelerate incident response by being able to quickly narrow down which changes should they be looking at as the possible culprits. So there's a tremendous opportunity and potential here. And these three solutions really work together. So what does this add up to? Well, one, a retail financial services firm uses this, and they have been able to drive very significant results, achieving massive change failure reduction, and by ML that looks at 50 plus risk factors. And those risk factors are actually updated on an ongoing basis based on what the machine learning model is learning from the data and using. So finally, if this piques your interest and you want more information, you can ask your BMC sales or customer success manager. You can go to www.digital.ai/Numerify, or you can reach out to me, Joe Foley, or my colleague, Rob Davis. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time today and look forward to hearing from you.